Zarif. Men hozir so'zga chiqaman-da. Keyin yig'ilishdan keyin menga aytib berasiz nima to'g'risida gapirgan. İngliz tilini qattiq o'rganishingiz kerak. Rus tili shart emas, lekin o'zbek tili, ingliz tili shart. Ko'rdingizmi bu yerda? Tarjimon yo'q. Hammasi ingliz tilida. Fransuzmi, nemismi, kim bo'lsa ham ingliz tili. Aytdingizmi? Oldin ham aytdim sizga. 1 yil bo'ldimi ishlaganda? 1 yilda Xitoy tilini o'rgansa bo'lardi. Не только ingliz tili. Начинаем. А вы садитесь тогда. Анвар, что? Анвар. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. For us, representative of Uzbekistan, it's honor and pleasure to welcome you in our workshop. Subject of our workshop is dominant trends in the insurance market of transition economy, a case study of Uzbekistan. First of all, just few words about history of our region. Over the last more than 25 centuries, there have been 3 dominant states in Central Asia. Khwarezm Khanate, with the capital in Khiva, Bukhara Emirate, with the capital in Bukhara, sometimes in Samarkand, and Kokand Khanate, with the capital in Kokand. These 3 states own territory from western China to the Caspian Sea, from western China to the Caspian Sea. At the turn of the 14th and 15th centuries, Amir Timur state expanded to the size of the world empire, including parts of territories of modern Russia, Caucasus, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, and reaching as far as Alexandria and Egypt in the west. As you can see, the capitals of these three states were always located on the territory of modern Uzbekistan. Behind the modern appearance of Uzbekistan lies a rich and a diverse history that has shaped the country's unique cultural and economic landscape. One of the most influential factors of this historical development was the Silk Road, which played a critical role in the region's prosperity. Active from the 2nd century BCE to the 16th century of CE, the Silk Road connected East and West with Uzbekistan, serving as a pivotal hub along this trade network. Cities like Samarkand and Bukhara flourished, becoming centers of commerce where silk, spices, precious metals, and other goods were exchanged. This trade not only brought significant economic wealth, but also fostered cultural exchange, knowledge transfer, and political power, shaping the historical trajectory of the region. From the second half of the 19th century, the Russian Empire, in fierce confrontation with the British Empire, was able to seize the entire territory of modern Central Asia. Led by Lenin, the Bolsheviks having seized power in the country in 1970 and initiated the historic experiment in building socialism and communism, recognized that a united Central Asia posed a potential threat to the stability of the Soviet Empire, and they consequently, Lenin and his followers divided the region largely artificially into the 5 republics: Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan, and established a strict administrative and repressive mode of governance over these territories, similar to the approach across the other territories of the former USSR. In 1991, when the socialist system of socio-economical relations ended in a complete fiasco, accompanied by a profound political and ideological crisis and a lack of resources to sustain it, the Soviet Empire collapsed. On these ruins, 15 independent republics were established. As a result, Uzbekistan, like all other former Soviet republics, gained an independence. Over the past 33 years, despite some local civil, confessional, and ethnic conflicts, the countries of Central Asia have managed to maintain economic and political stability, establish the legal and economic foundations of independent states, market economy, and are currently pursuing an active policy to strengthen friendship, cooperation, and create a single market territory in the Central Asian region. The recognized leader of this process in Uzbekistan, led by President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. It's important to know that population of Uzbekistan is almost 50% of the total population of Central Asia and amounted 37.1 million people as far as 1st of July this year. Uzbekistan is only country located at the center of the region and shares border with all the countries in the region, including Afghanistan. You could see on the map that we are really bordering only in the center and bordering with all other countries of Central Asia. With the election of Shavkat Mirziyoyev as president since 2016, Uzbekistan embarked on an active process of market reforms and democratization. In economic reforms, it should to be noted full convertibility of the national currency, reduction of the tax burden, and simplification of tax administration, strengthening the legislative framework for the protection of private property, a launch of large-scale privatization and state-owned assets, active phase of negotiation for Uzbekistan's accession to the World Trade Organization. In political reform, its implementation of reform aimed of democratizing state and public life, strengthening civil society institutions, and establishing effective independent dialogue with the state power on central and local levels. Establishment of independent media and support for press freedom. Famous German-American sociologist and economic historian Andrea Günther Frank, in his fundamental research, The Centrality of Central Asia, stated the following: nearly 100% of the educated population in Central Asia, which primarily consists of young people, is capable of managing outsourcing centers of any type. The governments of Central Asian countries are focused on the digital economy and e-commerce. Thanks to their disciplined approach and unwavering commitment, they will achieve this faster than many others. The construction of road and rail lines connecting China, Afghanistan, South Asia, Central and Caucasus, Turkey and Europe is on the horizon. The connection of this neighboring space with Russia and Iran already exists. This is Eurasian continent. Now, just brief overview of Uzbekistan economy. Compared with 1992, you could see that GDP rise from 16.5 billion US dollars up to the 91 billion US dollars and grow 6 times. GDP per capita from $765 up to 2,468. Only 3 and 2 times. But why difference between overall GDP and GDP per capita? Because our population is growing very rapidly. Each year you could imagine that our population growing almost for the 1 million people. If 1991 our population was 20 million, for today, as I told, we are 37 million. And we consider that it is as an asset. It's our achievement and it's our positive ability to development. GDP by PPP grow from 46.6 billion up to the 372.9 billion US dollars, 8 times growth. GDP per capita by PPP grow from 2,172 up to the 8,765, 4 times growth. Now, just short information about our key industrial sector. I should say that industrial sector in GDP for today, 26%. In Soviet era, it was as well as 26%. But most majority of this 26% was a military industrial complex, which is now no longer exist. And closing these enterprises which produce military equipment and arms, we were able to invite serious investor in our economy. For instance, if we are speaking about automotive industry, it is General Motors, it is Kia, it is BID, it is Isuzu from Japan, Volkswagen from Germany, and MAN from Germany. And last year we produced more than 400,000 cars. And this year it's going to be more than 500,000. Whoever know automotive industry, it is very substantial figures. In agricultural machinery manufacturing, we invited as an investor Case New Holland. It's a worldwide company for produce agricultural machine. Class from Germany, Case you know from United States, and Lemken from Germany. They are producing very wide range lineup of agricultural machine, including the cotton picking machine, grain picking machine, and many others. In road construction and transport machinery, we have XMG. It is a Chinese and worldwide largest company for transport machinery engineering. And we are producing by our own wagons many types of wagons, which is necessary and used not only in Uzbekistan but many other countries. Mining and processing of metals and ores and chemical industry. As far as gold concerned, we are producing annually 100 tons of gold, and we are among top 10 producer of the gold worldwide. We are producing 150,000 of copper, and we are among 20 world producers of copper. As far as uranium, we are among fifth biggest producers of uranium and producing each year annually approximately 3.5 thousand tons of uranium. Oil extraction, exploration and processing, Petronas from Malaysia, Lukoil from Russia, PetroChina and CNPC from China, Lotte Chemical from Korea, ABB from Sweden and Switzerland, Technip from France is our investor in this area. In energy sector, we have a Siemens Energy from Germany, Mitsubishi Power from Japan, Çelik Holding from Turkey, Aqua Power and Masdar from United Arab Emirates, Veolia from France, and many others. As far as textile, you know that Uzbekistan is one of the biggest producers of cotton worldwide. Before that, we just sell raw cotton, but now to sell raw cotton or fiber cotton is forbidden, and our policy is to add value for our cotton. And now Indorama from Indonesia, POSCO and Yangwon from Korea, Ritter from Switzerland is our investor in textile industry, and you could see that now total value of our textile business is almost $6 billion annually. Information technologies and communication, Huawei, Samsung, ZTE, Vion, Vodafone is in Uzbekistan. In food production, you could see Coca-Cola, Nestle, Pepsi, and many others. In pharmaceuticals, Noble, Kusum, Healthcare. And interesting figure that we, having big population, we are importing almost $2.5 billion pharmaceutical products from the worldwide. Production of equipment and construction materials, it's a German company, Papenburg and Knauf, Eurocement from Russia and many others in Uzbekistan. And as far as service sector, it's 43% of our GDP. And just to say about tourism and hospitality industry, I could say that 6 million foreign tourists visited our country last year. And Lotte, Holiday Inn, Hilton, Sheraton, Radisson, Hyatt Regency, Windham, Intercontinental presented in Uzbekistan economy. Key agricultural sector, it's cotton, silk, grain, fruits, vegetables, and breeding. Altogether, it's 24% of our GDP. Now about insurance market, it was some kind of overall information. I should say that before 1917, before communists came to the power in Russia, worldwide insurance companies were already presented in our market. It was a New York and Equitable companies from United States. It was a French insurance company, Urban, and Russian insurance companies like Russia and First Russian Fire Insurance Society. Thus, the Central Asia region is not fundamentally new for international insurance market. To some extent, you are not inviting first time. We're inviting you to return to this market. Few figures about development and dynamics of our insurance market. You could see within last 5 years, our insurance market grew up for 2.6 times from 243 billion US dollar up to the 653. Still, for the country like Uzbekistan, 653 million is not big figure. But if you could consider from what we started, let's say 5 years ago, the growth in 2.6 times, it's, I guess, quite substantial. Insurance premium per capita, insurance density, so-called. In US dollars, we started from $4 in 2019 up to $18 in last year. and again, it's a growth for 4.2 times. Share of voluntary insurance types in the total insurance premium, you could see voluntary insurance premium is growing and now up to the 92%. And we guess that it's not a very good figure because compulsory insurance have to be occupied from our point of view about approximately 30%. And we consider that we should implement insurance, compulsory insurance from against the catastrophe. Now, short information about Uzbekinvest insurance company, which I have honor to lead. We was established in 1994 by the decree of the first president of Uzbekistan, Mr. Islam Karimov. And we have 4 subsidiaries, Uzbekinvest International with a capital $50 million US, established in London, United Kingdom. And this, our subsidiary, provide protection to foreign investors and to companies which provide trade with Uzbekistan from the political risks. We have Uzbekinvest Assistance. It's a service agency aimed to providing comprehensive post-sale customer service and assistance service. We have Uzbekinvest Hayot, it means life. In other words, it's our subsidiary life insurance company, which is provide life insurance protection for our citizens. And we have a insurance school and academy for professional development of middle and senior management personnel, because we consider that success of our company definitely what kind of personnel, quality of personnel do we have. About our company's share capital, paid capital is $24 million US, and almost 80% belong to the government. 16%, less than 60% belong to the National Bank of Uzbekistan, and almost 5% belong to the private investors. We conducted IPO issuing last year, and I later will explain more detail how it's work. As far as our branch network, we have 14 regional branches. It's the same as number of regions in Uzbekistan, and we have 209 insurance offices. It's in each district and in each small city of Uzbekistan. We have our department, which is provide services for the business and for the population. Being the governmental agent on the international financial market, we represent our government in the Bern Union and in Amman Union. You know, Bern Union and mostly for worldwide companies, which is responsible for export-import insurance, and Amman Union under the Islamic Cooperation Organization, which is gathering Islamic insurance company for protect export-import operations. As far as our rating, May 2023, Moody's Investor Services provide us BA3 with a positive outlook, and AM Best provide us in 2023 with BB rating with a stable outlook. And if you ask me why our company first time here in Monaco, in Monte Carlo, the answer is until we didn't get such kind of positive outlook, we didn't consider that it will be right to come here. But now we are ready and we are prepared to be good partners, because behind us this good rating, which is we are going to improve in the short future. Now, a few information about development of our company within last 7 years. You could see that if insurance premium collection grew from 103 billion US dollars, Uzbek sums, up to the 1,233 billion Uzbek sum, grow with almost 12 times. Then reinsurance premium collection grew from when I started lead this company, first day when I asked how much you collect from abroad, and answer was 40,000 a year. Now, last year we collected almost 53 million from abroad, and it is approximately 52% of our overall collection. And if in 7 years ago we deal only with one country, with Russia, now we are dealing with 136 countries worldwide. Insurance premium collection from the corporate clients grew 11.6 times, from 97 billion up to the 1 trillion 127 billion. Insurance premium collection from the individuals, this is very important, grew from almost 7 billion in 2017 up to the 106 billion. In other words, we increased our business with individuals from 15 times, and we consider this direction of very important as a diversification of our insurance portfolio. Number of clients. 7 years ago, we had 146,000 clients. Now we have 1,096,000. It's the end of last year. Now we have much more. Export insurance, as well as was actually didn't develop, but last 3-4 years we seriously entered to this business, and you could see that now. I mean, for the end of last year, we cover our export and import operation of Uzbekistan to $2.5 billion. It is a 36% for the non-raw material export. For instance, export of gold do not need covered. It's taken and paid exactly in the airport of Tashkent. Natural gas, oil, it's a different story. But all or copper, but all non-raw materials export, we are covering approximately 1/3 of overall in Uzbekistan. This is dynamics of insurance payouts of Uzbekinvest. You could see it growing, but still, if you could see the loss ratio, last year our loss ratio was 10.7. Distinguished guests understand that 10.7 loss ratio is quite good. And what does it mean? It means that our company conduct very cautious, conservative, selective approach. We are not in a hurry to take all risks and take all money. We are selecting, and we are trying to deal with reliable partners, and that's why we have this 10.7 loss ratio. Unlike in the overall in the market, this ratio is 27%, still very low. Development rate over 7 years, it's company's insurance reserves amounted to $107 million. You could imagine that having $107 million as a reserves with a paid capital 24 million, it's an achievement, and it shows that our company very well protected from any risk and any payouts. The company investment portfolio grew within these 7 years up to the 180%, and now we have $107 million in our investment portfolio. And over the past 7 years, the company's assets have increased 2.5 times, and totally now $164 million, equal to the $164 million. And I could say that overall assessment of the cost of our company for the time being, approximately $220 million. It's a preliminary assessment. I personally consider that cost is a bit higher than 220 million. Digitalization. Currently, this program include 12 digital insurance products. At the end of 2023, 849,000 online policies were sold, which is 77% of total number of concluded contracts. The growth by the 2022 was 275%. And I told you that each year I'm sending my staff to United States, to Japan, to other countries. And when they return, they say, Mr. Azimov, as far as digitalization is nothing to learn in this country. We are much ahead from that. Face ID. In 2022, we implemented Face ID system, and now when we provide reinsurance policies, if before it's occupied approximately 7 minutes, now it's occupied only 20-30 seconds. And you could imagine, I show you that how we increase number of our individual clients from 146,000 up to the 1,100,000. To many extent because of Face ID system, which allow us to deal with our client much more quicker. And now over 73% of our company clients now complete the reinsurance process using this Face ID system. Sorry. We implement the system of AI scoring, and now approximately 75% of our policies pass this AI scoring overall. And now from the May 1st, we implemented AI scoring for our reinsurance business. In other words, this system allows us to get information about any application within few seconds. And it's declined our decision process many times. And we have a history of any application, who is applied, what is his insurance history, should we do it or not. We get this information and this advice from our AI system. And up to the end of this year, we will implement AI warehouse, where all this information will be collected on the historical basis. Then it will be to many extent complete our first phase of AI transformation of our company. In December 2023, we conducted the initial public offering, IPO, and before closing, number of application was 129% of the book was subscribed. 100 applicators of 247 submitted were fulfilled. And we sold all these, our IPO papers within 7 days, unlike regulation allow us to do it within 16 days. And in the first trading day, our initial price increased more than 50%, and now in average is above 50% from initial price, and specialists assess that it will be grew up to 85% from initial price. We conduct the system of continuous education concept, and as I told you, we train our people inside of the company and outside, including best institution in United States, in United Kingdom, in Japan, in Korea, in Turkey, in Czech Republic, and others. We now in process of joining Lloyd's as a third-party funds at Lloyd's participant. Yesterday I met with Lloyd's chairman, Mr. John Neal, and we expect that within few weeks this process will be completed, and we will be a member of Lloyd's. And as Lloyd's people told us that from 1917, you will be first company which will be join Lloyd's from this territory of post-Soviet countries and post-Russia countries. What proposals for organizing business in Uzbekistan we could propose for you? First of all, entering an existing business or starting a new business, purchase of a share in an existing business, I mean insurance business, entering the authorized capital, establishing an insurance company, establishing an insurance and reinsurance company, establishing an office for an insurance and reinsurance broker. As far as joint partnership, we propose reinsurance of major investment projects. Currently, for the time being, 39 major investment projects are being actively implemented in Uzbekistan, totaling $4.3 billion US. Additionally, according to the state investment program for 2024, the implementation of 276 investment projects is planned with totaling price 32.6 billion US dollars. This is wide opportunities to cooperate together. Second is development and implementation of new insurance products for the population of Uzbekistan with subsequent provisions of facultative and compulsory coverage. Third is organization of insurance and reinsurance pools. Fourth is the provision of surveying, assistance, and adjusting services. Fifth is provision or consulting services. And sixth is provision of intermediary services. This is some kind of menu which we propose to the institution and people who really interesting to deal with Uzbekistan insurance market. And if it interesting for you, consider that we are ready to be a good, reliable, and honest partner in this effort. Thank you very much for your attention. Now, with your permission, I will give floor to Anvar Umarov, Chief of our International Department. He will very briefly inform you about what we are dealing on international market. Please, Anvar.
Thank you very much.
And then we will be ready to question and answer.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Hope you can hear me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear partners. My name is Anvar Umarov, and I'm a head of Global Reinsurance and International Relations Center at Uzbekinvest. And today I will provide a concise analysis of the current state and key trends in Uzbekistan's insurance and reinsurance market. My presentation will complement our General Director's speech and delve into specific aspects of Uzbekinvest involvement in the development of these markets. Additionally, I will briefly highlight our company's role in ensuring renewable energy projects and discuss the prospects of this sector in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan's insurance market has consistently grown over the past few years, showcasing the nation's commitment to developing a strong financial sector. From 2020 to 2023, the market experienced solid growth, driven by both corporate demand and strategic reforms. Looking ahead, the forecast for 2024 is promising, with the market expected to reach 10 trillion Uzbek soms. And this growth reflects the sector's adaptability and the positive impact of new regulations, as well as increasing investments in areas that was mentioned by our General Director, Mr. Azimov. And now let's focus on the dynamics of Uzbekistan's insurance market and compare it with Uzbekinvest's performance. While the market grew by almost 108% in 2019, Uzbekinvest's growth was even more impressive, reaching 169%. This trend continues into 2024, with Uzbekinvest projected to grow by almost 138%. Compared to the market's 129%. This clearly indicates our company's strategic focus on innovation and customer-centric services, allowing us to capture a significant share of the growing market. And now let's explore markets compared to Uzbekinvest reinsurance performance between 2020 and 2023. On the left, we see the steady growth in outward reinsurance premiums, with more than 83% increase in 2023. This growth reflects countries' proactive risk management strategies as the business and investments continues to expand. As you can see in this chart, Uzbekinvest share is 1/4 of the total market. On the right, its inward reinsurance premiums showed even more impressive growth. Particularly in 2021, with a remarkable 210% increase. And it's important to highlight that Uzbekinvest has been the main driver for this growth in inward reinsurance premiums across the market. Our strategic initiatives and strong underwriting capabilities have significantly contributed to the expansion of the reinsurance sector in Uzbekistan. As a result, Uzbekinvest holds a substantial share of the reinsurance market, solidifying our position as a key provider of reinsurance capacity. Moving on to our facultative outward reinsurance strategy, Uzbekinvest focuses on partnering with reinsurers based on their financial strength. As seen in the chart, almost 82% of our liabilities are ceded to markets with high ratings, from AA+ to A-. This ensures that we collaborate with reliable and well-established partners, minimizing risks and maintaining a solid reinsurance panel. Additionally, we evaluate our partners' track records and underwriting practices to ensure stability and success in our operations. Next, let's turn our attention to Uzbekinvest Treaty Program, which plays a crucial role in our overall reinsurance strategy. This program provides a limit of 10 million per risk or event for direct business, risks situated in Uzbekistan and CIS countries. In addition, we have a sub-limit for inward reinsurance risks located outside of Uzbekistan and the CIS countries. This structure allows us to manage different types of risks effectively, ensuring that our coverage is tailored to the geographical scope of our operations. This program covers property and engineering lines of business, as these lines are the major portion of the total portfolio of the company. We have partnered with Canopius, a leading syndicate at Lloyd's, to lead this program. Next, let's dive into the composition of our inward reinsurance portfolio. As you can see, property reinsurance constitutes the largest portion at more than 70%, reflecting our focus on core areas of risk. Aviation and construction reinsurance also play significant roles, around 13% and 11% respectively. This diversified portfolio allows us to manage risk effectively while capitalizing on growth opportunities in key sectors. Next, let's explore the geographical breakdown of our inward reinsurance portfolio. The USA leads with 38.5% share of the international portfolio, followed by South Africa at 11% and the UK at nearly 10%. These key markets highlight the global reach of our operations. Additionally, around 20% of our portfolio is distributed across 124 of other countries, making in total 136 countries and showcasing our diversified and resilient global approach. Now let's focus on the profitability of our inward reinsurance from international markets over the past 2 years. In 2024, we recorded a net written premium of 105 billion Uzbek soms, with a loss ratio less than 6%, demonstrating our strong risk management practices. Moving into 2023, our net written premium increased to 618 billion Uzbek soms. But the loss ratio also rose to nearly 12%. Well, this highlights the evolving nature of our insurance business and the importance of maintaining strict and conservative risk assessment. And turning now to the renewable energy sector in Uzbekistan. From 2019 to 2024, we've seen steady growth in both the total capacity of projects and investment volumes. As we enter 2024, the sector is maturing with larger scale projects, attracting significant investments. This growth not only reflects the increasing confidence in Uzbekistan's renewable energy potential, but also showcases the long-term sustainability of the sector. Finally, let's discuss Uzbekinvest's contribution to renewable energy projects in Uzbekistan. Of our 17 solar projects, we are involved in 11, contributing 2.6 gigawatts and $2 billion in investments. In wind energy, we participate in 4 out of 11 projects, contributing 1.6 gigawatt and $2.1 billion. Overall, we are involved in over half of all renewable energy projects, playing a pivotal role in driving Uzbekistan's energy transition. To conclude, I would like to emphasize Uzbekinvest's pivotal role in the reinsurance sector. Over the past few years, we have not only strengthened our position in the local market, but also expanded our presence internationally through strategic reinsurance partnerships and innovative risk management solutions. Our growth in inward reinsurance premiums, as well as our comprehensive treaty and facultative reinsurance programs, highlight our commitment to providing reliable and effective coverage. We have become a key driver of market growth, ensuring that both local and international clients can depend on our expertise. Looking forward, Uzbekinvest will continue to focus on expanding its reinsurance portfolio, exploring new markets, and reinforcing our leadership in the industry. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to discussing how we can further collaborate to drive the future of reinsurance in Uzbekistan, and beyond. Thank you.
Let me thank all of you for your time. Please. If I may. Please go.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Azimov. Thank you, Anwar, for your excellent presentation, starting from the macroeconomic situation, history, of course, and the current situation of your company. My question is very simple and quick. Considering your experience and your stance in the local market, what do you think is the major obstacle and barriers in Uzbekistan from the regulator perspective, both for domestic insurance and reinsurance? And what do you think is the role these days of the national regulator, and what can be done to minimize, if not, of course, eliminate, or at least minimize those barriers and obstacles?
Thank you for your question. First of all, I think that in general, our regulator doing their job, and we have a manageable and in general strong and rapidly growing insurance market. However, from my point of view, there is some problems in regulations. And biggest problem is that we have, for instance, yesterday I had a meeting with the CEO of Slovenia, and they have three company, which is occupied 85% of the market. I don't know, is it good or bad, but in our case, in Uzbekistan, 42 insurance company for 650 million US dollars insurance premium, 42. I don't say it's too big or too small, but what we are facing right now that we see that many newly established private company not following sound insurance business. They are looking for the number of clients, and they provide dumping in insurance market. And finally, not only market is losing, they are losing, because when time is to pay contribution for the losses, they have money. They have no money for that. Recently, 4 companies was deprived of the license for insurance because of their financial situation was very bad. That's why I do believe that regulation should be more complicated from the point of view that if you provide some obligation, you have to have additional and appropriate reserves. I told in my presentation, we have 107 million US dollars reserves, and we are ready to respond to any risk which we could to pay. But unfortunately, it's not the case for the others. But in general, what I do believe that best way when regulator of the commercial bank and regulator of insurance market is the same. I know that in countries where central bank keep in their hand regulations of the commercial bank system and regulations of the insurance market system are very interconnected. Why? Because both banks and insurance companies working with not own money, but mainly for the client's money. And their liquidity is not their personal business. It's a business is responsibility towards the clients. And central bank know better than any others how to control liquidity. But it's my personal opinion. And it's my personal fault, because before I was a Minister of Finance and first Deputy Prime Minister, and I have the opportunity to transfer this responsibility to central. I didn't do it. That's why I'm now in insurance market to pay for my mistake. But this is my answer to your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. I'm just curious about, I think you mentioned in the beginning of your presentation that you're interested in introducing compulsory CAT. Can you speak a little bit more about how that will be introduced in the market and how far you are in thinking about compulsory CAT cover, and whether it will be at individual or institutional? Should I wait?
Thank you for your question, because this is a very sensitive question for us. You see, policy of our government is to liberalize everything and to try to bring to the minimum any compulsory responsibility to the business. It's including insurance. And for the time being, in our country, there is no compulsory insurance for the catastrophic risk. But what we are thinking as insurers, that it should be implemented, like in many other countries. Why? Because we are a region which is very much related to the earthquake. You know, in 1996, there was a very devastating earthquake, which is ruined whole capital of our country. And we, as a member of insurance association, we are advocating for implementing such kind of compulsory protection for any catastrophic risk which is coming from the nature, And I do believe that one day we will achieve it, and I hope it will be sooner rather than later. And first of all, we are thinking about catastrophe risk from the earthquake, because our region overall, I mean, not only Uzbekistan, but Central Asia as a whole, very much depend for such kind of the risk. As far as floods, you know, we a bit in shortage in the floods. That's why it's not so much danger for us. But nevertheless, sometimes it's taking place because part of our country is in mountains. This is my answer. Thank you.
Thank you. I was interested that you said you're about to enter the Lloyd's market, you're going to join the Lloyd's market. I wondered if you could just expand a bit on your thinking of why you want to join the Lloyd's market and how that plays into your overall strategy.
Thank you. This is a good question because not only you, even my wife asked me, why do you need to be member of Lloyd's? Where you are and where is Lloyd's? But answer on this question is, first of all, we would like to be integrated in the top level of insurance business. And what we do believe that Lloyd's is some kind of the family of the top class insurance companies. And we would like to be member of this company. It means that it will be much better risk assessment. It will be much better assessment against the corruption, against any inadequate behavior of the management of our company. It means that we will be much more closer integrated with international insurance businesses. And in other words, the people who love soccer, football, I like it. For me, we will, being the member of Lloyd's, we will jump from, let's, third or fourth league immediately to the prime league. Is it bad? I don't think so. And we are, as I show you, country with a history. Our history is 25 centuries years old. That's why we consider that we deserve to be in the top league, in the business, in the soccer, in everything, and we will achieve it.
Thank you very much. It was a very comprehensive and very informative presentation. My question here is to follow on the regulator's question, which is I need to know, in general terms, what restrictions are there by the regulators for reinsurers to come into the market and to try to get shares of the local markets, treaties and FAC business. Are there any restrictions, conditions? How do they interfere into your reinsurance program with the reinsurers?
Not to be alleged that I monopolize the mic. Let's allow Anwar to answer this question.
Yes, thank you very much. There are, of course, restrictions for the reinsurers, for the foreign reinsurers, because the regulator should protect its local market. So there was a regulation that not allow more than 95% to cede abroad. And recently there are another regulation which 50% of the foreign which you are going to cede to foreign reinsurer, you have to offer to the local market. So if local market gets that 50%, then it will stay in the local market. If they will refrain, then it can go to the foreign market.
So the priority is the local market.
Priority is the local market,
Then
yes.
whatever is left out of the local market share, it is.
It's going to abroad, yes, correct.
Any rating restrictions?
And there are rating restrictions. There are minimum rating requirements. It's hard to It's hard to remember.
A minus, I guess. A minus. No?
You.
How much?
A minus.
A minus. A minus.
But it's not A minus. Just a second.
There are three
But-
alphabetical letters, so we can pick one of them.
Well, yeah, there are for different rating agencies are different.
Yes.
Like for the S&P, it's B plus, I think. But I can share this information with you.
Up to the end of this day, we will inform you.
Yeah, that's fine.
For the AM Best, it's B plus.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for a very good presentation. My question is, considering various local regional peculiarities, have you ever considered an alternative risk transfer mechanisms at a sovereign level? I'm talking about sovereign parametric catastrophe bonds to follow successful examples of the smaller countries in other regions, or anything broader related to insurance-linked securities?
Thank you for the question. But we haven't tried this.
Okay, thank you.
And sorry, our time is over. I'm really sorry because they are knocking our door.
Another presentation.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.